Hello everyone, this is INVIS here. Today I would like to show a build I have been playing in Reaper of Soul. It's a pretty efficient build that requires a few combination of skills and also gears. I will be demonstrating this particular playstyle in a bit, and you can see why I think some of the items may be a little bit too overpowered and some of the things may need to be adjusted. First of all, let's go through why this is a little bit too overpowered. So I'm just going to quickly open up a rift, and just to show you, like, the run speed is pretty insane, and also the kill speed. I'm not going to clear the whole area, but I'm using this particular skills for me to travel and kill at the same time, and I'm pretty much just running through them now. So here I'm spamming my Breath of Heaven, and it's the one that does the damage, and I'm able to do a 50 yards damage because of this, and I'm able to travel with Tempest Rush. In the meanwhile, still able to kill most of the items, most of the monster. Alright, let's go to the second levels, because there I will have more object to destroy, and then my movement speed is going to increase like this. I don't even know did I kill them yet. Running a bit too fast. Oops, I got a wormhole. So if you're watching this, then you will agree, like, this is pretty insane, the speed. The kill speed can be improved with better gear, but like, the efficiency of this is pretty high, and I'm doing Torment 3 now. With less gear, you'll be able to do Torment 1 and 2 with pretty much maximum speed all the time. So I'm going to kill this pack, and I'm going to go back to town. And the reason why this build works is because of the following items. But before we go to items, I just want to show you the skills I'm using. I am using the Tempest Rush, the quickest one. Serenity is there because there's no other skills for me to use. The reason why I don't use the Weight of Light or the Lesser Interclick or any other thing is because I do not want to stop when I attack. So I always want to do damage or do anything, either survivability, serenity, or regenerating my spirits when I'm traveling. So I will never stop. So the moment I cast my Tempest Shock, so Weight of Light require you to stop and attack. Also the Lesser Interclick animations, and also the 7-sided strike, all that will always make you stop, and then you have to recast your Tempest Rush in order to travel. So that is why I'm using the only few skills that's available to me. Serenity is one of them. Also the Blinding Threat is another one of. Epiphany is good, and it also allows me to attack when I'm doing the Tempest Rush, and the Inner Fire is the only one that gives you the attack when you're doing the Tempest Rush. So this is the one we're using. The Mystic Ally is there for me to regen my spirits. I don't have the Diable that remove the spirit cost of Tempest Rush yet, so I need some skills and passive for me to have permanent Tempest Rush. So Mystic Ally is there. MOC, just a one I use with the 15% crushing blow, and here is the Breath of Heaven. This is the skills which I think may need to be adjusted a little bit, because the Breath of Heaven should be a healing skills, but this is a damage one. The Breath of Heaven also seals enemies for 627 weapon damage as holy. If you compare this to the Weight of Light, the Weight of Light base damage is 604, and by using any single of them, the most powerful one is the 928% one, and also the explosive one is 830 as a single shot. So it is slightly weaker than the Weight of Light. However, the Weight of Light has two disadvantages. First, it requires spirits for you to use it. Spirit isn't the problem in Reaper, so you can get quite a lot of spirits usually, but it's the animations. And you need to stop and cast your Wheel of Light. And on top of that is the radius. So like the Wheel of Light, no matter how big, if you're using the explosive light, it's still not bigger than the 50 yards which I'm using on my helm. So this is the skills I'm using. The Breath of Heaven to 627%, and the passive doesn't really matter much. I'm just using the one that makes the most sense and doing the most damage. So that is the skill combination, but it is the gear combo that make the whole thing work so well. First item is the Spirit Stone. This reduces the cooldown of Breath of Heaven by 50% and also increase its radius to 50 yards. So this will then mean that each of the Breath of Heaven I'm doing is 50 yards. And just to show you guys, this 50 yard doesn't matter of object too. So if you happens to be in let's go to Keep. If you happens to be in like Keep 2 or 3, where the rooms are kind of in a maze, and this damage can actually go through the walls. So if you go to Keep 2, for example, and if you look at the damage I'm doing, this damage is going to go through the walls. Like here, I can stand still here, and then I can do damage to the monster that is at the other side. So it can break through wall. It means that if you see like an ultra hard boss at the other side, you can just stay here, and then he will be dead. Okay, so this will go through the wall, which is also why this is much more powerful than the Weight of Light. So that's the first items, 50 yards, and also reduce the cooldown. By using this and combined with the empowerment, and also have a little bit of CD reductions. Usually you don't need any, but if you want, you can also stack up a little bit of CD reduction. Then you can just spam this all day. A good example is me standing still and hold still. This is me holding still the Breath of Heaven. You don't see the cooldown at all, so I can just cast this forever. Second item is of course the gloves. The gloves is, in my opinion, okay gloves. If Blizzard allow the gloves, then it's going to open up a lot more possibility for a lot of classes to do different builds. My builds will only work for this gloves. And an example would be if I just leave the game right now, and if I go back without any of the shine effect, you can see how crappy this build is. I will not be able to spam my Weight of Light, so in my Breath of Heaven, and my DPS won't be really high too. So here I have no CD reduction now on the shines. I only have I don't even have any on my helm. I only have 27.98 on my Beacon of Yartan. And here you can see I cannot spam the Breath of Heaven. I need to wait for a little bit of cooldown. So the first thing that we should ask, or if Blizzard is watching, is whether you intended to remove the cooldown of Breath of Heaven down to 0. Because if that is the case, then it's going to make a lot of people spam the Breath of Heaven all the time. And if you intend for that to happen, that's also okay, but maybe you need to consider about the radius, whether the radius should be 50 yards, and whether the radius should also go through the walls as well. And on top of that, if you intend for this to happen, to have 0 CD on the Breath of Heaven, there are 2 skills that's going to make this particular combo very overpowered, or maybe a bit unbalanced. And the first one is the one I've already shown. The Breath of Heaven also do damage at 627 weapon damage. To me, if this is intended 0 CD, then you can just reduce the damage of this, because this is close to Weight of Light, and Weight of Light cannot be better than this. This is 50 yards with no object restriction, so maybe reducing this weapon damage a little bit. The second thing is the Infused with Light. The Infused with Light combined with the Weight of 100 Fist of Fury will allow you to have unlimited spirits for the Fist of Fury duration, So when you're applying the Fist of Fury, they did nerf the Fist of Fury to only 3 seconds of holy damage, and during that 3 seconds of holy damage, because it's a damage over time, and by using the Infuse with Light, you will then have unlimited spirits for you to do whatever skills you want. So this was quite popular in the live server, but in the Reaper of Soul beta right now, if you remove the CD of the Breath of Heaven, it means that people are also going to be having infinite Infused with Light all the time to get unlimited spirits, and they can spam as many bail as they want as long as they have higher attack speed. So these two things are quite overpowered if 0 CD is intended. You can also reduce the cooldown reduction, not by 50%, but maybe just by a little bit. So if you really want to have close to 0 CD on Breath of Heaven, you need to put in a lot of gems and also like the items to reduce the CD. So that is this two particular combination that makes it very good for the build I'm using. On top of that, I also want to mention the build. The build is a chance on hit to create a chaos field at the enemy's location for 5 seconds. Because of the 50 yards of Breath of Heaven, it means that pretty much all the monsters will have quite a high chance to get a chaos field. And in my opinion, when the monster get chaos and when they are confused, they are doing too much damage to each other. This works particularly well in high torment, when the monster are hitting very hard, and if you confuse them and they are hitting each other, they are just killing each other without you touching them. And by having the 50 yards, you're going to make this effect proc quite often. So that is also something that you may want to consider to fine tune. The reason why I'm traveling so fast is because of the bracer. So every time you destroy a whackable object, you gain a short burst of speed, and this 50 yards enable me to whack the object without getting any close to them. So I can just whack any object like this. Oops. Okay, I have the CD here. But that is part of the reason why I'm traveling so fast. On top of that is of course Tempest Rush, which is nothing new, and sometimes I also use the Fleet-footed. And by having the shines, I can also get a fleeting shine, and that makes the whole build complete and also very efficient. I also want to show a secret, not a secret, a mechanic or a good way to get the shines. A lot of people knows the glove is overpowered, and a lot of people are building their new build based on these gloves. But a lot of time, people are complaining and arguing whether this glove is really overpowered. The thing that you have to do for this gloves is, of course, you need to collect the shines, and you have to not die. I am going to go to a place where I can show you how to quickly get the shine. For me, Act 4 is the quickest way to get the shines. And I go to this quest, and I Tempest Rush. And here I got 1 shines, which is intelligence 1, not useful. So then I exit, and then I go to this quest. By having this particular weapon, you have a 2% chance on killing a demon to gain random shine effects, and there's no other places that's better for this job than this quest. This is the Diablo Shadow quest, and he will spawn a lot of small demons, and just a lot. So that 2% may not be high, but by doing this quest, usually you will be able to collect most of the shines you need. Sometimes, of course, you may be a bit unlucky, then you don't get anything. Here, I already got 2 more, so I have 3 shines now. And the most important shines for me are the Fleeting Shine, the Frenzy Shines, and also the Empower one. So you have to do some damage to him, and then he will spawn more demons. So demons are spawning, and I'm keep killing them, and hopefully that 2% is going to proc. Gonna use my Epiphany here. Any shines? Not this round. Anything? Either way, if you're a bit unlucky, like this run, you still get 2 or 3 shines, usually. And it's faster than you going through different acts to try to get the shines. So a lot more demons are coming up, and I'm going to just try to kill them to get a shine. Now I have the empowerment. So here, I'm pretty much okay now. I can then spam this skills. And there's 2 more shines that's going to be useful for me, which is the fleeting shine and the frenzy one. I may be lucky to get them, maybe not. Here I have the fleeting, so now I only have 1 shine left, which is the frenzy shine. And am I gonna get it? Maybe not. Okay, I don't have the frenzy shine, but that's okay, because I already got like a lot of shine just by doing this. And if you really want the frenzy shine, you can then go ahead and I may have the frenzy shine. Okay, I have the frenzy shine. This is another issue I want to address, Blizzard, if you're watching this. These shine icons are too much. And sometimes I don't even know what's available. You also have this. And now I already cast that, and it's at the right hand side, which I can't see. So I don't know what shines available. But just by doing that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I got 6 shines, everything I need to do. And everything I need. And that's just by using this weapon. If you don't want to use this weapon, if you are a dual character, then just swap it away. Like, I can swap it away now. It's okay. I already got the shine effect. Then if I want, open up the rift and then do the rift with the weapon that you want. But imagine how much time you can save just by doing this. If you think this is also intended, Blizzard, then you don't need to do any adjustment. But you will see player be using this kind of mechanic just to quickly get the shine. So after all, this is my quick demonstration of the newest build I've been playing, and is by far one of the fastest skill set for me to farm legendary and bags. I'm able to do Torment 3 and Torment 4 now pretty fast, and when I say Torment 3 and Torment 4, I meant the speed I was doing. So pretty much rolling through them with 1 or 2 shots. Torment 5, Torment 6 also possible, but my DPS isn't that high. One thing that a lot of people will need to pay attention or keep in mind is my gear is not crap. I have played this for quite a bit. I'm already Paragon 381. I started with 376, so I have spent quite a lot of hours playing this game, so my gear isn't that bad. The reason why you may think this DPS is low is because of the pens I'm using. If I take away these pens, my DPS is already at 1.5, and when I'm Tempest Rushing, I am at 2.12, and that is just by use, or actually 2.3 because of the momentum passive as well. So this is just by using the gear combination and also the skill combinations in order to achieve such a high efficiency on farming both the bags and legendaries. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you feel like this is something you want to try out, by all means do try them out, and if you can also come up with something new that you want to share, please share it to the community, and I will send this to Blizzard for them to take a look at some cool things that I'm currently doing. And if they feel like there's some balancing they need to do or some fine tuning they need to do, hopefully they're going to make the right decision to make the game more balanced and more fun. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Thank you for watching and enjoy.